Hi everyone, welcome back to the Web2 channel. My name is Zach. In this video, we're looking at Anon CryptoPunk owner launching their own NFT fund, betting on ability over identity. Of course, this is the Web2 channel covering everything happening in the Web3 space from crypto, NFT, and metaverse news. Make sure to subscribe for everything happening in this space. Punk6529, as the fund manager goes by online, has developed a reputation as a savvy NFT collector. So let's see what is happening here. Pardon me. Punk6529, and the anonymous NFT collector, is known as more than 240,000 Twitter followers. The launch raises due diligence questions for investors accustomed to deeply parsing the backgrounds of fund managers. An anonymous CryptoPunk NFT owner with an influential Twitter following has launched a fund that invests in NFTs. On behalf of institutional investors, Punk6529's venture, confirmed by two sources with knowledge of the matter, represents one of the first such funds run by an anonymous portfolio manager and is validation of a metaverse world in which the reputations of pseudonymous whales are built upon the savvy in picking NFT projects and not their background. Blockworks granted source anonymity to discuss sensitive business deals. BuzzFeed take note. Punk6529 confirmed the fund launch but declined to comment further. 6529 NFT fund, which has drawn the interest of institutional investors, including crypto fund operators starting trading recently. The manager has not revealed the amount of capital raised. 6529, the owner of a slew of other rare valuable NFTs, has more than 240k followers on Twitter, where they expound on everything from the future of the metaverse to regulation by the SEC to wealth inequality. We're going to go through their threads actually very soon. Going forward though, the account is also building a virtual museum, 6529 Museum, and operates a number of virtual galleries for viewing NFTs and digital photographs. In addition, the investor has been involved in bids for high-profile NFT projects, including bidding on imprisoned Silk Road founder Ross Ulbricht's collection. The block reported they've also owned CryptoKitties, which have sold for more than 100 Ether each. Due diligence questions, however, the fund raises due diligence questions for deep-pocketed limited partners looking to invest. Sources said institutions typically run detailed vetting processes before backing a manager, including scouring an individual's background and checking references. One of the sources who invests in crypto funds said he did not know 6529's identity. How long of a lockup on investor capital the fund will impose also isn't clear. It could impose fairly modest hedge fund-like liquidity, or the vehicle could go to the private equity route, favored by a number of real-world funds that invest in art and hold invested cash for a much longer period. If you're going to build it as more of a trading platform, you do it as a hedge fund, one source said, but if you think of it more like art, you need to stick with a private equity fund. There are few investment professionals with the know-how at the moment to mint serious money from NFT markets, so investors hungry for exposure may well sidestep traditional procedures. It is believed that Punk6529 owes potentially thousands of NFTs. The Anon also claims to have started investing in Bitcoin in summer of 2013 and played a small role in Bitcoin's development and acceptance. 6529 has urged first-time and small-time NFT investors to pony up only money they are willing to lose, and also to maintain custody over their assets rather than keeping them on exchanges and NFT marketplaces. But for now, though, their focus is on much bigger investors. 2022 will be the year of the institutions in NFTs. Plan accordingly. Let's go look at what 6529 has been putting out on Twitter over the past recent period, or not even recent, but over the past period. Looking at regulation NFT specifically, some have asked me to expand on my comment on this topic, so here's my quick summary, noting that I am not a lawyer and not your lawyer, so none of this is legal advice, and to be very clear, as per usual, nothing is also financial advice on this channel. At the base level, I believe NFTs have very strong First Amendment protections in the US. It protects you from censorship from the government, not from the other private sectors. The risk that US government can ban speech is around zero. Taxes will apply to NFTs just like apply to everything else in life. Not tax advice, but minting as an artist is probably ordinary income, and buying, selling in capital gains, and probably collectibles capital gains, which is higher. KYC, you should expect the largest centralized marketplaces at some point enforce AML and KYC regulations on large buy and sells. These regulations exist in offline art world, hard to believe they won't be applied in online. This of course was also all before what we're seeing right now with regulation with the US. Obviously that was happening before, but obviously now we're seeing more in updates and we're seeing a level of education being applied to the new amendments and the bills that are being written up. But 6529, by then we will be on decentralized marketplaces. Maybe we will, but maybe we won't. But then the KYC will be applied at the point of re-entry to the fiat financial system. You may need to pay for a house, car, college tuition, you will be KYC'd then. Looking at copyright, there will be some DMCA rules around copyright on centralized exchanges. This already exists. I do not spend too much time worrying about this. We can create our own memes and decide not to enforce this if we want. I think it is all on the basic business of creating, buying, and selling JPEGs. It is very manageable in my opinion, so what are you worried about 6529? I worry about the projects that have US persons buying and might fail the Howey test. The Howey test is the USA test of if something is an investment contract and then subject to securities registration, the form of the instrument does not matter, but the substance does. What is the Howey test? It's an investment of money. There is an expectation of profits from the investment. The investment of money is in common enterprise. Any profits come from the efforts of a promoter or third party. I'm not going to comment on any specific initiative or projects because I am not the project's lawyer or the SEC's lawyer, but I have seen super cool and innovative initiatives in the space that I worry might be viewed this way by the SEC. A good rule of thumb here might be if you find yourself tweeting, buy this thing, become my investment partner, and I will do lots of things and it will go up in value, you are in the zone where it makes a lot of sense to find an experienced attorney to discuss it. Overall, I think the NFT space is looking a bit too closely at how can we integrate with DeFi. That will be largely regulated and less than it should at composability that is very unique and does not present obvious regulatory problems. I have said this before, we should look for ways for our JPEGs to develop native revenue, ordinary income in the first instance, not immediately jump to financial structuring. The former is much lighter weight to run. But 6529, I am here to break the system. The system, my friend, has all the money, all the people and men with guns who can put you in a box. While you live in meat space, you cannot beat the system by, for example, not paying your taxes. We have the opportunity here to beat the system by seizing the high ground in the system, the myths, the stories. Everything else, laws, business, cash flows flow from there. That is a big reach, but that is the opportunity. I am an amateur in these legal matters. The good fellows in the space are these people. As always, don't let the institutions steal your JPEG. So that was one thread from 6529. Again, I'm going over this because this is a person, again, who is managing a fund essentially. And it's interesting to see what their thoughts and opinions are. And of course, nothing I'm saying or not everything I'm saying from this is my own view. I'm just reading off what 6529 is saying. On making it, are we going to make it? Are we not going to make it? Are we all going to make it? What does it making it mean? I present below the 6529 GMI framework, TM, all rights reserved, etc. Frameworks are just a tool. None are right. This is just how I think about it. Level 1, crushed by circumstances, refugees in Syria, droughts in Eritrea, civil war in Congo. Unfortunately, billions of our co-travelers in life don't even have the faintest opportunity to make it due to circumstances outside their control, namely where they were born. Level 1 presents an existential problem for 6529. Thousands of little kids will die today as we play with JPEGs because they don't have access to a 50-cent pill, bringing endless agony to the parents and cutting their dream short. Level 1 in many cases is a coordination problem. Literally everyone on planet Earth would skip having a soda day for a glass of water to save a kid's life, but the systems are not in place to deliver this yet. Right now, society has not fixed this. Basically, nobody at level 1 is reading these tweets. I have no solution to level 1. I have hope human progress will reduce the scope of level 1 every year. Key point, if you are reading this tweet, you will most likely have already made it past level 1. Level 2, the struggle is real. This is a level where day-to-day financial problems are a hassle. You work 2 jobs, you don't have any savings, you worry about medical emergency. Your car breaks down, it could cause a cascading crisis or problems because no fix it. If you are in level 2 and you are in good health, you should do everything possible to get out of level 2, work overtime, take another job, push harder now, because the life benefits of getting to level 3 are huge. When money issues are front and center in your daily life, they are a huge tax on your happiness and on your effectiveness. Unlike level 1, my bad. I know many people in level 2 and many of us have been there early in life. If you can escape, do everything possible to do so. Practical advice, I think some people here in NFT land are in level 2. Here I do have financial advice, but very clearly, to be very clear, not on Web3 or my own end. Nothing on this channel is because of financial advice. If you're in level 2 and you have a bid on your NFT that will move you up to level 3, absolutely take the bid and no regrets. The life benefits of level 3 versus level 2 are huge, and I just want to make it very, very clear again, not financial advice on this channel. Level 3 middle class in the US, everyone likes to think that they are middle class. Both poor and rich are vaguely embarrassing terms. So families with 50k in income in Ohio and 500k in San Fran both say we are middle class, despite the fact that the range is broad and even broader if you look globally. Middle class experience is definable. You have a house, you have a car, you have some savings, you worry about getting kids to college but you will get them in and through. 6529 has spent most of his life in the middle class as defined as above. It is a great happy place to be. If you are at level 3, enjoy it. You already have made it by historical and global standards to the top 1% of anyone who ever lived. Level 4, we like nice things. This starts at the upper end of middle class and goes all the way to uber rich because it's a state of mind, not a specific income level. Basic life issues are just sorted. Now we enjoy things. You have definitely made it. Depending on your income level, the thing you might enjoy is a nice trip to Paris or a house on the lake or a house in Aspen or a private jet. This is a vast and endless consumerist playground. However much you earn, you can spend it all if you like. If you're in level 4, congrats again, you made it. You are in like the 0.1% or 0.01%, etc, etc. But what my experience suggests that the relationship between that happiness in level 3 and more happiness in level 4 is tenuous at best, may not exist, and may be negative correlated. Consumer delights are great, 6529 enjoys, but they do not fill the soul with joy over time. Met many rich people who have a lot of money, and their life is much closer to more money, more problems, and some type of super paradise. L3 is much better than L2, which is inconceivably better than L1. L4 is tricky, carries many traps. Many of you out there are going to make it into L4 from NFTs or crypto. Congratulations, do the practical stuff first, pay down the debt, save for retirement, fund the college account, pay your taxes, etc. Lock in the transition from L3 in case it all goes to zero. And to be very clear again, nothing is financial advice. There is still money left. Super, go to Paris, rent the boat, never ever buy the boat, upgrade to business class, check out how level 4 lives, and then be honest with yourself, are you happier? So I think we have a good idea. I mean, you can read the full thing, but there's actually a long list here. And then finally, let's have a look at their views on the metaverse, right? On the metaverse, but in the metaverse is a running joke on Twitter. I regret to inform you that it is no joke. What we are playing for is whether our children will be fully free or residents in a digital company universe, with the illusion of free but not really free. The Wikipedia definition of the metaverse is a collective virtual shared space created by the convergence of virtually enhanced physical reality and physical persistence virtual space, including the sum of all virtual worlds, augmented reality, and the internet. In other words, the metaverse is a superset of virtual realities, ARs, and the internet. NFT, Twitter, and Discord is a form of proto-metaverse with its avatars, shared community, and shared 2D, 3D spaces, i.e. OpenSea, on-cyber, Decentraland, and non-blockchain related Roblox, Fortnite. And this, obviously that's not what he said, that's what I'm saying. And this, of course, a continuation of decades of internet communities, from bulletin boards to AOL to modern social networks. What is different now? Why does this feel different? Well, global internet scale for one, but more importantly, crypto, NFTs, and user experience. Crypto, and in particular NFTs, have converted our online communities for the very first time into an ownership society. Your avatar, your digital art, your in-game items, your gallery templates are all NFTs, and they are genuinely owned by you. This is a very new, very different. You are not a user. On the flip side of an end-user license agreement, a mere guest on someone's server with effectively no rights whatsoever, but a true sovereign owner of your digital collectibles or objects. It is Bitcoin, but for everything digital. The scale and breadth of what this can unleash is astounding, as you get hugely centralized global communities coordinated with economic incentives. Crypto is like 5 times normie speed. NFTs are like 2 times to 3 times crypto speed. What about user experience? This is what drives the jokes right now. 3D worlds are still clunky, interesting, but not ready for consumer prime time yet. I like Decentraland, but my information flow is 100 times better on Twitter. The user experience is going to be solved in the 2020s. You can expect photorealistic mixed reality, AR, virtual reality, and real reality with minimal lag in non-ridiculous devices in this decade. Mixed reality will be just your regular life. 6529 is not the only person that has noticed this. Some of the smartest people in tech also know this. And then we have Mark Zuckerberg and Epic. And I think it's also fair to say that we're looking at Matthew Ball as well. This is both good because they have the money to invest in improving the tech, but this bad because the goal will be walled gardens. You can't already access the best VR headset in the market without a Facebook account, which to me is alarming. Unfortunately, right now we have a few allies. China is going walled garden. US political leadership is not thinking critically, sees everything through an AML KYC lens. EU is determined to learn nothing from the last 30 years of tech failures. The SEC's securities rules are also brutal. I know why they exist and how they protect, but in a decentralized world, they are a huge regulatory moat for independence versus decentralized coalitions working to build anything from art projects to VR hardware. I have so many ideas I would like to push the crowd to build, but I have not yet found a way to do it without possibly creating an unregistered security. It is a serious issue and not even on the agenda really regulatorily as a high-level anti-concentration measure. So a non-fan for right now, we are on our own. We have to build now as fast as possible to make the default decision for corporations to join the open system, not try to create a closed one. We are all in this together. Don't sweat the differences between punks, BLAC, AB, or 1x1s. Right now we can do so. We can scale if we can get 1 million, 1 billion, etc. to own their assets. Good luck to the in-game closed store. Also, don't let people from inside the system bully you for using the basic tools of society. Facebook has access to Mark Z's British talent because he has made 129 billion USD from Facebook. Yet people who fund Facebook and Nike and Disney and their huge executive salaries with their spending and time are often offended that someone made money from a JPEG. This is silly. If we concede money to the system, it is game over. Everyone needs money in this world. The metaverse will actually happen this decade. If it is open, human innovation will flourish. If it's closed, we are digital serfs or sorts. 100,000 or so people right now are the front line, and of course this was back in 2021. As always, don't let the institution steal your JPEGs. With that being said, what are your thoughts on everything you've heard from Punk6529? Would love to hear your take. Of course, very interesting stuff, and a lot of it I would definitely say I agree with, but I would also want to make very clear, of course, that this channel does not offer financial advice. You should always do your own research. What are your thoughts? So let me know in the comments below. This is the Web3 channel covering everything happening in the Web3 space, from crypto, NFT, and metaverse news. Make sure to subscribe for everything happening, hit that bell, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next Web3 video.